Hi, I'm Mackenzie. Welcome to my day. Today is Monday, and it should just be a regular Monday. There isn't anything out of the ordinary or crazy going on today. It is currently about 6:15 in the morning. In 25 minutes or so, I'll be waking Mattie up to get ready for school. In the meantime, I have a couple cats here that are waiting for food, so I'm gonna get them fed. And then I will either start working on Mattie's lunch or get the dishwasher done. One of the two. We'll see what I decide to do. There you go, buddy. There you go, Joe Cat. For Mattie's lunch today, I decided to make her a wrap. It has cheese, lettuce, black olives, pickles, a little bit of mustard, and a little bit of shredded carrots. And then I roll it up as tight as I possibly can so that it hopefully stays together when she's eating it. I also packed her some goldfish crackers and a few pieces of chocolate, some raspberries, but then I saw mold on one of the raspberries, so I took them all back out and wiped down the compartment, and I went with grapes instead. And then for the last compartment, I sliced up a mini cucumber. I also added an applesauce cup and some orange slices for extra snacks. We still have a while before we need to go, so I'm going to get the dishwasher unloaded and reloaded. I'm looking around and seeing some thirsty plants, so I'm going to start a bowl. I like to bottom water the ones that I can anyway. So I'm going to start a bowl and just rotate them through today. I probably won't even get through all of them, but one at a time. This is what I'm using for food. And I mix it up in this gallon jug, using my RO filtered water for the picky plants, and just let it drink up. I'm back from dropping Mattie off at school. This one looks like it has had enough water. Looks good. So I'm gonna swap it out. Stay down. Next up, I'm gonna do my curly spider plant. It like really needs water. I can tell that the spider plants need water when they start to look like pale, I guess. The green isn't as dark, and there's not as much of a contrast between the green and the white on the leaves. So I definitely know that this needs some water. This curly one is one of my favorites. I think it's so cute, but it is looking a little neglected right now. I have about an hour left until I have to wake the boys up. So I'm going to make some muffins. My first step is to drain the blueberries, so I poured those into a strainer and let them sit for a few minutes. And of course I made a big mess, so I had to clean that up. Next is the powder part of the mix. I just put that in a bowl. This is the muffin mix I'm using. If you watched my grocery shopping videos, you know by now that I really like these boxes of muffin mix. They make really quick and easy snacks. To the mix, I'm adding 2/3 of a cup of water and 1/3 cup of oil, and 2 eggs. I mix that all up. Then I add in my blueberries and gently stir them in. I use a cookie scoop to fill my muffin cups. That way I know that they all have the same amount and will all bake evenly. My cookie scoop is, I think, 1 tablespoon, so I have to put 3 of them in each muffin. The muffins have to bake for 15 to 20 minutes. In our oven, they take 18 or 19, so while those are baking, I'm going to make some protein balls. I totally forgot to hit record when I was mixing these up, but it's super easy with this mix. You just add peanut butter, maple syrup or honey, and some water, and you mix it all up and then form your balls and let them set up for 30 minutes in the fridge. The muffins are done. Yummy. Once again, I almost forgot to feed Maple this morning, so let's take her food. Hi, Maple. Good kitty. Toasty kitty. Hi there, Toasty. It's 9:30 and I just went and woke Xander up. This curly spider plant is definitely wet enough on top, so it's getting moved out. I like to look for cute little dishes at Goodwill or at other thrift stores because I think they make cute little saucers for plants. Those are 2 that I got a while ago. So I took out the little curly spider plant and I put in a little bit bigger straight spider plant. I'm gonna sit down now and sip on my coffee and go through our curriculum and see what books I need to get out for today. So what I do is I go through the curriculum for the day and I get out the books that we need and I just stack them all up. And then as Griff is working through his schoolwork for the day, he just works his way through the stack of books. Not this one. This one. Okay. Molly. Everything's fine. And to go with this today, modeling clay. Looks like that's it for today. There is one topic that I wanted to address in regards to homeschooling, and that is that I will rarely be showing my kids doing any of their schoolwork. Ultimately, my vlog is to share my life, and obviously my kids are a huge part of my life, so they're going to be in my vlogs sometimes. But at the same time, I strongly believe that they deserve to have some privacy, and for that reason, I'm just not going to show them working on their schoolwork. Also, they are older, so they work independently a lot. I do really enjoy learning along with them, so we do some projects together. We read a lot of books together and listen to audiobooks together and things like that. And sometimes I might show a cool project that we've worked on. I know that a lot of people are curious about homeschooling and what our day-to-day lives look like as homeschoolers, but I just hope that everybody can understand my stance on this. And if you have any questions, just ask. I'm outside now. As you can see, it is very bright out. I have this shrub that I need to plant. This right here. It's not looking so good, but I am hopeful that if I get it in the ground and trim off some of the dead stuff, that it'll come back next year and be just fine. This is one of the same type that I planted a couple months ago. Let me see what it is. It's a snowball bush. And my hope is that someday we'll be able to get rid of this fence, like just not have a fence here altogether, because the shrubs will get big and fill in this area. The fence is actually to keep soccer balls in our yard, but it keeps falling down and looks like a mess always. So hopefully next year I'll be able to switch that out with something that looks a little nicer until my shrubs get bigger. This is my hole that I'm working on. It's right next to an old tree stump. So I have some roots to work through. I'm hoping that my loppers right here can help me get through some of those tree roots. There was a really big one right there that I knew I wasn't going to be able to cut through, so I adjusted the position of my digging a little bit. I'm back from dropping Xander off at school, and now I'm gonna sit and have a snack. I have some salsa and guac in my bowl and some chips here. And while I'm eating, I'm going to work on our weekly schedule that I always make on Canva and hang up on the fridge for everybody to see. It's science project time. Griff is working on this model of the Earth Slayers, and he also made this little guy. The spider plant is done. This one is next. This one is a Red Twist Peperomia, I think. It's getting really long. I'm thinking about maybe cutting it back and letting it get bushy again. I don't know if I want it to be trailing. I don't know. We'll see. The dishwasher's done, so it's time to unload and reload again. Oops, I dropped one. We have too many pets in this house to have a 5-second rule, so as soon as something hits the floor, it goes back in the dishwasher. I decided to take advantage of the sink being empty, and I scrubbed it all out. Griffin is getting ready for practice now, and I have about 40 minutes until we need to leave. So I was trying to decide what to do with my time because it's not enough time to really cook anything. But I think that I will just go ahead and get some ingredients prepared so that I'm ready to make stuff when we get home tonight. I'm gonna start by just shredding some cheese for some cheesy potatoes. I divided it up into 2 containers because I'm going to be making 2 trays of cheesy potatoes. So there are 8 ounces in each container. I forgot to click record, but in this container I have 2 cups of milk, 4 tablespoons of butter, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Later on, I will heat that up to melt the butter before I add it to the cheesy potatoes, but for now I'm just gonna stick it in the fridge and then it will be ready to go. Now with just about 10 minutes to go, I'm going to chop some of the veggies for the veggie stew I'm gonna make. I probably won't have time to get much done, but I'm gonna start at the top with the onion and just work my way down. I'm gonna try to get through this onion without having to put my goggles on, but we'll see. 1 white onion. I got half of it done, but I just can't do it, so I got out my goggles, put on my onion goggles to finish the rest. There we go. What about it?
Could you help with it?
Yes, are we putting it in right now?
I don't know. You can do it when we get back.
Okay. Onion is done. Next up, I need to do 3 carrots and 1 stalk of celery. Now we are really getting close to leaving, like just a couple of minutes to finish getting ready. And I'm hungry, so I'm gonna make myself a nice big smoothie to take with. And then I'm gonna pack up some of those protein balls so that Mattie can snack on those after practice. Grab a couple of these balls for Mattie. I dropped Griffin off at practice, and now while I'm waiting for the kids to be done, I'm gonna run a couple errands. I'm gonna run into Dollar Tree to see if they have a litter box scoop of all things. And I decided that I want to double the veggie stew that I'm making because I don't think it's gonna make very much and I wanna be able to have leftovers. I already have enough of all of the ingredients to double it except for potatoes, so I'm going to run into the grocery store to grab some more potatoes. Once again, I forgot to hit record, but I got everything I need. I got this scoop. Why is it like this on the bottom? I wish it was just flat, but whatever. It was $1.25. I'll see if it works. And this little garbage can. And I grabbed these bags to go in it also. I got my litter box scoop and I got my potatoes, and now I'm just waiting. We are back home now, and I'm putting the cheesy potatoes together so that they can go in the oven. It's 2 pounds of hash browns and about a half a pound of shredded cheese. Just mix the cheese in by hand a little bit.
Mixing that cheese.
I feel like I'm mixing it more than a little bit. Maybe I'm mixing it in by hand a lot. And this is the milk and the butter and the salt. I microwaved until the butter was melted and mix it up. And just pour it over the top. Oops. And that goes into the oven at 350 for about an hour, like 55 to 60 minutes. Since I decided to double the stew, I have to chop another onion, 3 more carrots, 1 more piece of celery, and I still have the potatoes to chop up for that, and also the garlic. So I'm gonna get started with that. Onion goggles going on.
Excuse me.
There's toast in the pantry.
You can probably just put your head to right here and...
There's a bag of dry cat food in there, that's why she's there.
Is this what you're looking for? You're so weird, Snack Master.
What are you making?
Veggie stew.
Oh, yum.
Cheesy potatoes are in the oven. Next is 6 cloves of garlic. Some of these garlic cloves are huge, so I'm doing 5. I need 10 medium potatoes. I'm counting this big one as 2. All of my veggies are chopped, so I'm ready to get cooking. Heated up my oil in the pan, and I'm going to add my onions and cook them for a few minutes. While my onions are cooking, I'm going to get all of my spices and herbs together so that they're ready to add. I need 2 teaspoons of thyme. 1, 2. 2 teaspoons of rosemary. 2 teaspoons of oregano, 3 teaspoons of salt, so I'm just going to do a tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. This is where things get tricky. I need 2/3 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and I do not have a 1/3 or 2/3 measuring spoon. So I'm going to just do like scant half teaspoon. Half teaspoon of smoked paprika, and a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes. My next step is to add in all of the other veggies and the herbs and saute it for another minute. Starting to wonder if it's going to fit in this pot. Maybe I should have used a bigger one. See how this goes. What do we think? Do I need a bigger pot? I'm gonna let it go and see. I added all my herbs and spices, but now to try to stir it in here is proving difficult. Ooh, it smells good. I love the smell of the spices, especially with the nutmeg. Next, I need to add 6 cups of broth. I'm using Better Than Bouillon vegetable base. So I'm going to be adding 6 cups of water and 6 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of the Better Than Bouillon. That's 2, 4, there's 6. So far it fits. I do still have to add cream though to it. It's gonna be close. I also have to add peas. There's no way it's gonna fit. I have to bring this to a boil and let it cook for about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm gonna check the cheesy potatoes to see if they're done. Time to see if the cheesy potatoes are done. They are. They're done, Griffin.
Yay!
This has been boiling for 5 minutes now. I've decided to transfer it to a bigger pan. This is a 6 quart, and I'm gonna transfer it into my 8 quart. Hopefully that'll be big enough. That is so much better. Look at all that room. It's only half full. Now it is time for me to add the peas, and this is a whoopsie because when I said that I had enough of all of the ingredients except potatoes to double it, that was incorrect. I only have peas for a single recipe, So this stew is going to have half the amount of peas that it's supposed to. Oh well, at this point, I am too committed to back out. Now I'm just cooking it for 15 more minutes. This is 1 cup of canned coconut milk. I started up pretty good, but you can see it's still separated some, but it doesn't matter. To that, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. There's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. And mix that in with a whisk. Now that the veggies are all cooked, I'm gonna stir in the coconut milk with the cornstarch mixed in. Yeah, even if they're dirty, I can wash them if you find them. Okay, that's starting to look creamier. I'm trying to decide if I want to blend some of it. I think I will blend some of it. I'm a little bit concerned about the peas. If I blend them, they're going to turn the whole soup green. But I'm not worried about it enough to not do it. I decided to blend up just 2 cups of it and see what I think.
What are you doing?
I will say, the camera makes it look greener than it actually is. It's not too bad. It's more golden, I would say. I think that looks really good. I'm going to taste it and see if it needs more salt. This soup is really good. This recipe is definitely a keeper. I'm going to go sit down and eat a bowl, and then I'll have to come back out and do the dishwasher again and clean up the mess that I made. Up? I mean, that's
I just
cooked. One of the last things I have to do every night before bed is wash the lunchbox so that it's ready to go in the morning. So far, we are a month into the school year and I haven't forgotten yet. This plant has been sitting here all day. Honestly, I kind of forgot about it, even though it was sitting here right in front of me, but it drank a lot of water. There you go, buddy. We made it to the end of the day. It's been a long day today. I have my pajamas on and my teeth brushed, and I'm excited to go to bed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you're having a great day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.